Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Immigration Fridays. I'm your host, Prashanti Reddy, and today we're tackling a topic that can be a little confusing, but it's super important: the Visa Bulletin. So, what exactly is the Bulletin? Think of it as a monthly report issued by the US Department of State that tells us when a certain immigrant visa is available. The US government has limits on how many green card numbers they can issue every year, and both worldwide as well as per country. Uh, when demand for green cards from a particular category or country exceeds the supply, that category becomes oversubscribed. And a waiting list forms. This basically is the Visa Bulletin, and the Visa Bulletin manages this waiting list. Now, when you look at the Visa Bulletin, you'll see two main tables of dates, and it's crucial to understand the difference between them. First, we have the dates for filing. That table indicates that the applicant who is in the country should begin the process of filing an adjustment of status, also known as the 485. One thing applicants should keep in mind is that if the priority date is current under this table, it doesn't mean that the green card is immediately available to them. However, it does mean that people filing for 485 can obtain work authorization as well as EAD. EAD will allow them to work, and work authorization and advance parole, will allow them to travel. So they can obtain both. And this is the advantage of the dates for filing table. Then we have the final action date table. This is the date that indicates when an immigrant visa actually becomes available. So if your priority date is current under the final action date table, it means that USCIS can make a final decision on your green card application. Essentially, it means a green card can be issued to you. To summarize, dates for filing is when the green card is finally available to you, and it can be processed and you can actually get the green card if your dates for filing table is correct. Now that we've understood the difference between the dates for filing table and the final action date table, let's look at the November Visa Bulletin. The November Visa Bulletin came out last week, and I'll summarize that to tell you what the changes are. This month's, or rather November month's Visa Bulletin shows mostly stable movement with a few notable advances in the family-based category and not much advance, and neither is there a retrogression in the employment-based category. So below are some of the details comparing the October and the November Visa Bulletin. For family-sponsored preferences, final action date table starting with, for F1 no change, F2A these are spouses of permanent residents, no change. F2B advances for by about 9 days in most categories, but in most countries rather, but no change for Mexico and Philippines. F3 advances 16 days for Mexico. Other countries, no change. F4, no change from October. And now going into the dates for filing table, like we discussed, there are two types of table: dates for filing, where you can file in advance of the actual date being available, and then final action date. We looked at the final action date table for family based. Now let's look at the dates for filing table. For dates for filing table, F1 advanced by 4 months and 23 days for Mexico. For F2A, it advanced by 1 month for all countries. That's good. There's some forward movement, as you can see, in spouses of permanent residents. F2B, 2 months and 7 days for most countries, 5 months for Mexico. F3 advanced by 15 days for Mexico and 3 months for the Philippines. For F4, no change. Now let's look into the employment-based final action date table. No change in any of the categories actually in the final action date table, and for the dates for filing employment based category also there has been no change in any of the categories. This is good news because as long as there's no retrogression, it's good news. But let's see what to expect for the rest of the fiscal year for the Visa Bulletin. For family based, we can expect continued forward movement for F2A and F2B, especially uh, now, especially in FY 2026 when the visa number again become available, which is now in October. Mexico and Philippines may see gradual progress in early months of 2026 if demand remains steady. F1 and F4 are expected to hold steady for the next 1 or 2 months, barring any unexpected demands or surges. Employment based, EB category is most likely going to be flat in both charts. However, EB2 and EB3 India are projected to move slightly forward, especially in the early months of 2026, depending on visa numbers availability and demand monitored by the Department of State. No new retrogression is anticipated through the end of the calendar year. I hope that is my prediction holds good, and we will continue to see the same numbers available in December as well. This would reflect a period of controlled stability. So, what should green card applicants keep in mind? It's absolutely crucial to consult with an experienced immigration attorney when your priority date becomes current. They can guide you through the process, ensure that all your documents are correctly prepared, and help you avoid any potential pitfalls. The visa bulletin changes monthly, so it's essential to stay informed. You can find the latest visa bulletin on the website travel.state.gov. And you can also subscribe to the visa bulletin so you get an alert whenever there's a new visa bulletin released. I know this can feel like a lot of information, but understanding the visa bulletin is a powerful tool in your green card process. If you have questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more immigration insights, and hit that notification button bell so you don't miss our next episode. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again next Friday. Thank you. Bye bye.